When all the votes are counted this November, there's going to be a new member of the Butler County Commission, joining incumbents Cindy Carpenter and Donald Dixon. That's because Republican T.C. Rogers beat incumbent Republican Chuck Furman and Courtney Combs in the March primary. He's going to face off against Democrat Jody Billerman. Rogers was born and raised in Butler County and has been a real estate broker and home builder for more than 35 years.
As a leader of government, what do you do when the money runs out? Do you raise taxes or do you cut costs or both?
Well, in this day and age, you would not raise taxes, so you would have to cut costs. The county has already gone through several cost-cutting measures, and so, but I think that the economic conditions look forward to that we're probably at the bottom now.
I'm a business owner in Butler County, and I'm always concerned about the number of businesses that leave the community. If you're elected county commissioner, what will you do to retain the businesses that are currently here? And what will you do to ensure that we can bring new businesses, high-tech businesses, into this community?
Well, thank you for that question. We have not had an economic council for about 10 years. So I think it is a matter of reestablishing the communication between the commissioners and the businesses, just like yours, and finding out what the needs are, which we don't have, and continue to build on those.
Right outside my doors, we experience homelessness, we experience unemployment. We experience 70 to 85% of our students or our children on free and reduced lunches. But one of the biggest things that we are seeing right now is heroin. Heroin is coming to the Middletown area. We want to know what you are willing to do to help tackle this major addiction, and how we would be able to clean up our community.
Well, God bless you, Pastor, for the work that you're doing with your parishioners and those in your community. Heroin is about the worst drug that I can ever think of. The sheriff is trying to develop programs with the cities like Middletown for the drug enforcement. They also have the drug court, which has made a big difference and not throwing everyone in jail for a sickness. But I think that goes back to whatever we can do to strengthen the families, and so that kids will not turn on this terrible drug. Thank you.
I'm not so much interested in what you're going to do as a Butler County Commissioner, but what I'd like to know is how you're going to behave as you work with your fellow commissioners and the people of the county.
Well, Sandy, I've known you for a long time. That has been a problem. I think that a lot of the votes on commission have been made based on personality rather than purpose. I do know the other commissioners, and then I believe that there's already a built-in trust there that I think that we can work together. We're not going to agree on everything, but I think that if there was a conflict, it wouldn't last more than a day, and I plan to work with them very effectively. Thanks a lot.
With budgets the way they are, lately I've been hearing more about the concept of metro government. Do you think something like that would work for Butler County?
Each of the government entities, of course, have their own territories, so it is hard to get them to have the same common goal. But one of my initiatives would be to develop synergies with the cities and the townships, and see if we can share some of the, at least the capital expenditures or the equipment, where we can develop some long-term economies.
1 in 6 Butler Countyans face hunger as a way of life. Job and Family Services has received severe funding and staffing cuts. They can't even comply with federal regulations for processing applications for help. I want to know what you're going to do to make sure your constituents have enough to eat every night.
Well, Tina, I want to thank you for your work. That's one thing which I've found as I've been in this campaign is the vast number of volunteers which have pledged their time and to make this county go. We've seen with the economic conditions, yes, there are more people which are on food stamps. I do believe, though, that they have relaxed the standards, and so one of my goals would be to continue to help the people that need it, but also make sure that the people which are on those rolls are supposed to be on it.
As a builder, I'm looking for people to move to Butler County and buy lots and build houses. So, like a lot of people, I'm tired of politicians that talk the talk but have never actually done what they say they're going to do. So what kind of experience do you have creating jobs, or more importantly, creating an environment that will allow jobs to be created?
Well, Rick, you know that we've known each other for a few years. I have created jobs every year, and just like you, when you're building something, you're taking a vacant lot or just a vacant piece of canvas and building something on it, and you're able to sell those things based upon what you've determined as a need. And because I have created jobs, I know how to create a economy. I've even done it in 2 other states. I do think I'm better equipped to bring jobs to the county.
In Butler County, what is your opinion on sharing services to save taxpayers' dollars, and what services would you consider sharing?
Well, again, I do want to develop synergies with the cities and the townships. As far as which ones, I don't have a specific answer for that, because a lot of it has to do with the employees and how you take care of them to know what your workforces are going to be. No one likes to lose their job, so it actually has to be a combined effort to get the entities to agree on the next steps of the sharing.
We have a serious traffic congestion problem in Oxford because a major U.S. highway runs right through the middle of town and right through the middle of Miami University's campus. So I wonder what you would do to maybe address the problem and look into the possibility of a bypass that would run around the town.
Well, whenever that you deal with any a bypass in Oxford or any other town, you get resistance from the businesses which the cars are going past. Part of the quaintness of Oxford is the stores and the historical buildings which are there. And so that really has to be up to the voters of Oxford.
The future site of the Liberty Town Square is less than 10 miles away from the Voice of America Center, the Bridgewater Falls Shopping Center, and the Tri-County Mall. Many people believe that this new project will hurt these existing businesses. Knowing this, do you still believe that this new development should be built?
Well, your concerns are the same which I had. I've met with the owners of this Steiner's project and also the owners of Bridgewater, and brought up those same concerns. And the agreement, which is in the process of being negotiated, addresses those as far as the anchor tenants and or else it's not going to go forward. So we believe that there can be an agreement which will be of a benefit to all.
As County Commissioner, how would you balance the large amount of growth with the limited resources to keep Butler County an attractive place to live?
Well, we find that we do need a economic council. We need communication with the largest employers, which actually has not been done. I've met with several groups over the last few months so that I'll be prepared. And I think it's with that public-private partnership that we can maximize our resources to the best abilities.
Bypass 4 and Route 4 in Fairfield have been re-engineered. In my opinion, it's made it worse for small business in this area. What are you going to do to rectify a situation like this?
Well, I've also heard the same thing from many people that do not like those interchanges. And it's in my conversations with the engineer, we did need the upgrade of the bypass 4, and there was no way that we were going to get federal funds anytime soon without doing it the way that it was done. We would have to come up with an alternative that we could afford. One of the areas which I've heard the most concern with is not the intersections, but the where bypass 4 hits Route 4 at the south, and the decreased business that it has made for those people along Route 4. So all these are concerns that we have to work out with the engineer, but that's the reason that they did have those designs like that. I want to thank WCPO for this opportunity. I'm T.C. Rogers for Butler County Commissioner. One of the 5 things which I want to do is come up with a right-sized government. I want to establish a new positive economic climate. I want to maximize the assets that we already have in Butler County, and I want to develop the synergies with the cities and townships there, and I want to maintain the services for the people that can't take care of themselves, but I just want to make sure that the people on this list are supposed to be there. What I want is as many people in Butler County to feel confident that I've considered their needs and opinions in every vote that I take on commission. Thank you.
If you want to make sure your voice is heard in choosing candidates for office, make sure you vote. But before you do that, you have to register, and the deadline is coming up soon, October 9th. Tom McKee, 9 News in Hamilton.